I know I don't normally do commentary style videos like this, but I'm currently shadow banned. I've been getting shadow banned constantly on this game. Obviously, I'm not cheating. There's just a really bad problem with the anti-cheat right now where if you just get reported like a couple times, your account just gets nuked for a week. But while I'm waiting for my shadow ban to end, I figured I would make a settings video. I'm going to go over settings for both inputs, starting with keyboard. Obviously, Sens is always preference. Just use whatever is most comfortable to you. I personally play on instant. Some people like to play on gradual, but I really don't enjoy that. I also play on relative, but of course this is up to you, whatever you feel like feels better. The rest of this I don't really touch. I do play on 1.78 because I play on 1440. Keybinds are also just completely up to you, but I will show mine quickly. I do play with tactical sprint assist turned on. I've always played with auto tac sprint, but in this game specifically, it is really hard to play without tac sprint assist turned on. I always keep all of these off. I think they're kind of pointless. I also do turn off all mantle settings and I use a mantle keybind instead. But if you don't use a mantle keybind, you might want to turn this on. This is my bot layout for controller. I don't know anybody else that does a layout like this. I use right bumper for my reload and interact, and then I use right stick for my lethal, but that is completely up to you. It is all preference. Dead zones are really important. A lot of people get these pretty wrong. Obviously, everyone's is going to be slightly different, but the minimums for both should both be pretty low. You can go a bit higher for your left stick, but obviously the higher you go, the more quote-unquote input delay you're gonna feel. I have the left stick maximum turned down quite a lot. This basically just makes your movement feel a bit more snappy. The highest I personally would ever go is like 70. I feel like anything above 70, it just feels pretty sluggish. I personally play on dynamic on a 1.0 scale. You can play on linear if you want. I would not recommend standard at all. And this is kind of just preference. Whatever you find is most comfortable. I also don't use an ADS multiplier. I just play on 1.0. I have tac sprint assist turned on once again, and all this other stuff turned off. I play on hybrid. There's really not a point playing anything but hybrid currently. Graphics, obviously a lot of this is PC only, but I have everything basically on the lowest possible. I have low latency on plus boost. I do play on 75% resolution. I've only started doing this since Black Ops 6 when I noticed performance kind of took a dip. I play on fidelity cast 90. You could turn it down to around like 60, 70. This completely depends on your system, but variable rate shading, you should always have this turned on. This will really help your frame rates and it won't really impact how the game looks at all. And then everything in here is turned all the way low or off. I play on 113 FOV. Most people opt for 120. Some people go lower. I just find 113 to be my sweet spot. These you should have on wide. It just looks a little bit better. And you should always have these turned off and these turned all the way down to the least. Audio is going to completely depend on your system and what audio you run. I'm personally running the Artisan War tune. I didn't want to have to run the Artisan War tune this year, but unfortunately the audio is just so bad in this game that I just had to. This next setting you have to own multiplayer to be able to do. There's currently a free trial going on. I believe it might have ended by the time this is up, but if you are in the multiplayer version of the game and you want to HUD presets, you always want to have this on square. There's no reason not to. But in here you could turn the scale up. You can go to 150, but it's always going to reset down to 130. And this basically just makes your minimap way bigger and you can see a lot more. The rest of this I do not touch. HUD balance, I have these turned all the way in just to put them the closest to the center of my screen as possible. Crosshair, have it on center dot and have it on the largest and I turn it green, but obviously that is kind of preference, whatever you find most comfortable for you, and I don't touch any of this. But that's basically it for settings. I'm hoping to get more content out soon, and I do stream most days of the week over at twitch.tv/NordBlogus. I should hopefully soon have a killing streamers video as well as some ranked cabling coming up. Until then, I'll see you guys. Peace.